This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
A couple things you said there. One, people taking the era for granted. I think that's something as wrestling fans that we have a tendency to do, is that we look at what we've got currently, no matter what era you may have been a part of, and we look at that and we take that for granted. And it's only years later where we start to get this sort of nostalgic, I can't believe that I wasn't more in the moment in what we had back then. Yeah. And I think a lot of that is why people clash sometimes. But the modern era that we are living in, I don't think we've ever lived in a time before where we could have an entire week where there was possibly brand new content every single day of the week. We've never lived in a time like that.
Entire week of wrestling between Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Impact, AEW. There's literally from Monday through Saturday and every other Sunday, there is wrestling to watch.
New Japan, Strong, New Japan America. It's Stardom. Stardom's blowing up.
Just the explosion of wrestling on the internet. Just the explosion of
we now have access to that we never had before is just absolutely crazy.
If you'd have ever mentioned to anybody that there could have been a streaming network online that just covers wrestling 24 hours a day, like you would never have imagined such a thing. And here we are as jaded wrestling fans living in that era.
Yeah. And it's crazy incredible. Too, man. Like you watch weekly television, right? And for me, like some of the weekly stuff is tough to watch. More on the WWE.
Thank you.
Yeah. More on the WWE side is because I feel like WWE right now, and I'm not shitting on one company, but I feel like WWE right now is kind of in a point where like, why do I need to watch your weekly television? Because then when I get to a pay-per-view, it's a 3-hour pay-per-view, but an hour of your pay-per-view is recapping everything for the entire, like, I don't need to watch it anymore. Like I loved NXT Black and Gold, but like I didn't need to watch because most of the pay-per-view would catch me up, and it was too much promo, too much recap. But it's like people watch an angle happen, right? And they're like, hate this angle, it's terrible, bad booking, you just squashed this character, and then 6 months later they're like, that was the greatest thing ever. And just Bryan Danielson when he went on a losing streak for a whole year when he came back from his injury, and everyone's like, he came back and they're not utilizing him. It's like you gotta lose to win. They're making you feel something. That's the beauty of this industry. I think more people need to realize that weekly wrestling is not a sport. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. You're not allowed to say the F word. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. What they go through is real, 100%. What they put their body through is 100% real.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is fake. This is not a sport. When people stop looking at professional wrestling as a sport, people will appreciate it more for being entertainment and being art. So when you don't like something that week, let it time to simmer. Give it time to develop. They have a whole month to work that angle. They need to start somewhere. Stop tearing it down week one. No one liked the New Day at first.
Yeah.
Now they're the longest reigning tag team trios in the history of wrestling.
Yep.
Let it cook. Let the artist be art. Like just because it's not your art doesn't mean it's not good art.
This is Ultimo Ann here. You're listening to Opinion City Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.